Italy, only on vacation do I wear fedoras. Then when I go back to normal life, I can't wear that in the street because, I'm not on vacation.
Yeah.
But then I started liking it. So I said, you know what? I started buying it. I started wearing different colors. I got Kangos now. I got everything. So I go like this. So I look what I'm going to wear. I go.
So you keep them in boxes, though?
Yeah, I got a shelf. And I like this.
When I moved out of my mom's house, my parents' house, my mom turned my room into a hat room.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my father's he was an assistant pastor, and so she had to wear the veils,
yes,
the whole thing, this sexy, crazy hats.
Yes.
But I was like, I went back to visit, and I was like, what happened to my room? She said, that's my hat closet.
Yeah, I've tried to bring hats back. That's why now I started wearing them to networks. Because people don't want to wear hats, and I tell you, why not?
Well,
if
it's
it completes
hot.
the suits, We complete the suits. We wear other things that are hot.
Yeah, that's true. I'm a tie guy.
I'm a tie, exactly.
Maybe 75 ties.
You see?
Yeah.
And it completes the suits. And I guess everybody, so people say, well, I like your hats. I said, yeah, we'll start bringing it back, Because today, I had a friend that said, today I saw a hat. It had all your name all over it. And I was going to wear it, but I just didn't get it. I said, why don't you do it? Just do it. Don't worry. It's you. Represent yourself,
Me personally, I think my head is too big to wear hats.
So, but good, because you got to find the right brand.
Yeah.
I found the right brand, and that's all I Google, and I go on eBay and see what's up, and then I buy it. I already know the brand. Now I'm going to test out the big rim ones.
Okay. I wear a couple of poor boy hats, with the jacket or whatever. It matches. I got the camel skin. Or the camel hair jacket.
See?
And so I got the hat to match it, but not much because I feel like a little bit of fat coming out the side. I'm like, this is too small. And it changes. It changes from, each time I wear it, I'm like, wait a minute. Did this hat shrink? I don't think so.
No. There's some hats that don't fit right, so you got to find your brand, and then you find your size, and you're good to go after that. I buy them, because I like them. And again, like I didn't have hats last week. I didn't have it on, and I went out because I didn't want to wear one. No lie, I came back with 3 mosquito bites right on top over here. And when you start shaving your head, it's like you feel them. You're like,
the razor catches those mosquito bites.
Oh, God, that hurts. And I said, no, I got to wear that. Even if I take like a cap hat out, sometimes I put that on.
So how long you been wearing hats?
Okay, so now we're going maybe on I took all my hair off maybe about 3 years ago.
Wow.
So,
I did that like 12, 13 years ago.
Oh, I wasn't a now. I still had that little thing going in the side. And all my friends say, will you just take that off? I go, no, I still need it. I used to fade it and everything.
You had the George Jefferson kind of thing?
Yeah, but it was tight, like a fade.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't want to let it go. So I said, one day I said, you know what? I went in the bathroom and I razored it all off. And I got good reviews. I said, okay.
Yeah, it's a good choice,
It's a good choice. Yeah, it works.
Yeah.
I had the hair for it, thank God, I didn't have all those bumps.
Well, my head is kind of weird shaped depending on the angle.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'd have like social media pictures and I'm like, whoa, what happened there? That's it looks like my head is a bag of bricks, all uneven.
Sometimes I'm full of scabs, from cutting myself, because I can't use a new razor blade because then it cuts me. So I got to use like a old one and just keep going and keep going. Yeah, that's how I do it.
So I do the opposite. I use new ones all the time.
Oh no, it gets caught. I'm like, and then I yell and I'm like, oh God, then I get the little blood going. So every time I come outside, I use a little coconut oil and I put it on the spot and then that dries it up a little.
That's not bad. Yeah. So how did you dress when you were doing the marble business? Let's talk about that.
How I dressed?
Yeah, how you wear boots, you wear.
Oh, in the marble business, now usually I have boots. I had to wear boots. Just T-shirt, jeans,
Okay.
Yeah, that was my common uniform, I guess.
Every time I see you now, you're dressed up.
Yeah, that's
so,
it.
I have a lot of suits too.
Yeah.
I probably have about 30
yeah.
total.
Yeah, they say you got to dress for for the job you want.
Yeah, not for the one you have.
Exactly. So, so I always wanted to do things like this. I always wanted to be out there with the people. And I never wore suits. Maybe just funerals.
Yeah.
So then I started wearing suits and I started get good reviews. I said, you know what? So I went to start, I kept buying suits.
Me too. Yeah. So, I think every man should have a minimum of 4.
Yeah.
You have to have a brown suit, a black suit, a blue suit, and a gray suit.
Yeah.
And that completes it,
That completes it.
I overdress almost all the time.
Yeah.
Because, you can dress down. You take the jacket off, you take the tie off. But if you go to a wedding with sweatpants.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's why I say you can never overdress, but you can always underdress.
Absolutely.
And like you said, you could take off the blazer and, go with just your shirt.
Yeah.
Fold it up, and you still look good.
Yeah, and I wear a lot of French cuff shirts, so I collect ties and cufflinks.
You see? And cufflinks, that's what I got to start getting.
Yeah.
I get the shirts for it too. I like that because I also now I'm wearing a lot of bead stones, because I believe in them and
Yeah.
their
What is that?
energy. All this like this is this right here is a wood a friend brought me from Vietnam, and all these stones they actually they how can I say they bring good energy to your body. They're all natural,
Okay.
and they're all I know the people that made them too,
Oh,
you
so they're
know.
all handmade
They're all
by
handmade.
people you
Yeah,
know?
I everything I do I shop local.
Okay.
So like this is handmade. I know who did it. This was a gift, but I have a thing with this thing. This is not. I believe that everything we have we rent. We don't own anything. We even rent our bodies, because one day we got to give it back, right? We
Yeah.
rent our earth. One day we got to, give it back to our kids, because we borrow from them that this planet. So everything we do we borrow. There's nothing that we own. Nothing that we own that we're gonna take with us. So this is my message. So when I meet people, I already given a lot of them one. So if I feel somebody say like yourself and we have good energy, I'm going to say, you know what? I feel like giving you this one. I go use it till you have to, and then pass it on.
That's a
When
good way to look at
Yes,
things.
so I don't own it. I don't buy no more. The only gold I got is because I have it for 20 years. I don't buy no more gold either. So anything like this, like I see a brother or a sister that may be low, I say, you know what? I feel like I should give you this one. I go, hold it till you can, but it's not yours. I go, it's for the next person. So when you feel somebody that may be in pain or something you need, I go, show them some love and pass it on, but you tell them the same message. I go, and you keep passing it on, keep passing it on, and it becomes a gift to everybody. It's a gift that keeps on giving, let's just say. So I truly believe it. I gave away a lot already.
That's a good way to look at it. You
Yeah.
know, if somebody's down, now they'll be looking at this
Yeah.
this bracelet,
Mhm.
thinking,
Yeah.
somebody who's trying to build me up. I think
Somebody,
that's cool.
if somebody's thinking about you. I gave it to a young lady when she was having some trouble. I said, yeah, take it. And then she texted me. She goes, I look at the bracelet you gave me, and it empowers me. I feel your energy. She goes, and I want to thank you. I said, you're welcome. I go, pass it on.
That's a great way to look at it, like I
Yeah.
said. And I mean, me personally, I have a lot of gifts. I keep most of them in my drawer,
Yeah.
a lot of bracelets and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But
Yeah.
I hardly wear them because, when I was doing massage therapy, I have
Yeah.
to take everything off.
Right.
I wash my hands like 30 times a day,
Yeah.
and then I'm cooking, I'm doing all these
Yes,
different
yes,
things. And
yes.
so I end up taking
Yeah.
it off, putting it on. Where did I
Yeah.
put this thing? I can't
Yeah.
find it. And so I just keep
Yeah.
everything in the drawer. And when I open it, it's a reminder to me.
Yeah, and with me, I just started wearing all this jewelry. I never used to wear gold or anything because I used to break out. So I never
From gold?
yeah, the gold. I never wore a necklace or nothing because I used to break out. But then I started to myself, I gotta start using it. What am I gonna do with it,
Yeah.
So that's the only reason I use it now, and I'm glad I did because I kind of like it now. So, but everything else, I don't, like my sons, they just got a house maybe like a year ago. They moved out, my two boys, right? And they say, hey, Dad, can we have this? Because, they got to furnish the house. I go, take whatever you want. I go, take it. I'd rather see you now enjoy it than say, oh, when I pass on, you can have it. Because I think that's the biggest. I don't believe in that. Because I want to see my son enjoying the table that I made, enjoying the furniture that I bought. I go, take it. I go, all I need is my couch, my recliner, and my TV. I'm good in my bed. I'm good. And my clothes. I don't touch my clothes. I don't. But, so they come.
All my hats.
Yeah, all my hats. So my younger son, he's more like stylish, So he would say, Dad, can I borrow that watch? I go, okay, but bring it back. I go, that's not for keeps. He goes, all right. So he goes, because I also love watches. I used to wear a lot of watches. So I got all these watches. But I don't wear them no more. So
I used to collect watches too.
I know, because they all go together, But I used to spend tons of money on watches. Oh my God, that was bad.
Oh, you go on a cruise, you go to Invicta and all that.
Yeah, Victor, exactly. Oh my
Yeah.
God, Victor's serious stuff. But I used to spend. I used to be, big spend. I threw away so much money, so much. But again, it's part of the process of learning.
So, is it partly because where you came from and now you have a different mindset? What does that look like? Were you always that way?
I think I was that way past when my 30s and late 20s, because I believed, now that I know it's different, I believed that I had nothing growing up. My mother worked 12 hours a day. She fed us, though, because I was a chubby kid, so I must have been eating well. But I believed that we didn't have what other people had compared to other people on the block. And that was my mentality. So when I had my kids, when I started, make a little money in my job, I started buying a lot of things, throwing money away and a lot of things, and of course, to fulfill that. But then as I got older, I said, and then this just happened maybe I started going minimalistic, when I started my journey, maybe 5 years ago. I started saying that I don't need all that. So I stopped buying things. I started giving things away to my family. I said, take it, go ahead, And I also believe, with my wardrobe, If I know that I'm not wearing something, I take it out of my closet, and there's a place up the block where they have veterans, homeless veterans, and I bring my clothes there. I had leather
Okay.
jackets, double X, big jackets. I used to spend a lot of money too. I said, why am I keeping these things? And we
I have one. It's a double X,
yeah.
and it breaks the hangers.
Yeah.
It's so
Mine used to
heavy.
break the hanger too. So I
Yeah.
used to put double hanger. Or
Yeah.
I had to put the wood one or something. And then, it used to be like hanging all like that. It was heavy, Yeah, and I gave that away. I had all these things.
I need to give that away, but it's so hot here.
Yeah, I know.
I think
but you never know. The way I look at it, I'm sorry to cut you, but you
No, go
never
ahead.
know. Our needs are not everybody's needs,
Yeah, I mean, most people have most of the things they
Yeah.
need.
Yeah.
Especially here, we look at poverty different here.
Yeah.
I think if you're born in the Congo, poverty's a lot different.
Yeah.
One meal a day is just about enough.
Yeah.
And here, we eat multiple times a day when
I
we
know.
want. We don't walk 6 miles for water. By the time we get back, half of it's spilled.
I know.
Those kinds of things. So when
I
we
know.
think of not having, we have to think 4 or 5 levels down.
Oh, yes.
We're all guilty of that.
Oh,
though,
yes, we all are. And, it's just the way, things are, and I do understand. I know that's what, when I give advice to people, I go, when you try my way of, my lifestyle, my diet, or whatever you want to call it, I go, your body's going to think you're starving. I go, but we don't know hunger. We definitely, just because we haven't eaten 2 hours, we're hungry, that's not hunger. I go, try not eating for 2 days or 3 days. Not
Yeah.
because you're fasting or you're in exercise, but because you just don't have.
Right.
I remember growing up, my cupboards, there was nothing there because my mother used to work so hard. But somehow my mother always had lentils and rice and chicken, and she always fed us. It's like
Yeah.
my mother she used to amaze me because where did she get all this? A little lady, 5 feet tall, working 12 hours a day, feeding 6 kids.
Wow.
6 kids. And one was in Ecuador, and the other 5 were here. And we weren't no price growing up either. I was no price. I became a terror in my teens, And
I
she
think
was
we
always
all
there.
were. I mean,
Yeah.
depending on where you're from, the
Yeah.
environment and stuff.
Yeah, I grew up in, Woodside, Queens, and back in the 70s, there was a lot of, I don't know if it's prejudice or racism, you want to call it, but it was tough growing up there.
No, you can call it whatever
Yeah,
you think it is.
Yeah, it was a lot of prejudice there. We were the first Spanish family to move in the neighborhood, so that was kind of tough. I didn't know racism till I was there. I didn't know why I got beat up or I got bottles thrown out and anything like that. I didn't understand what I did till I found out it was because of my color. And I said, wow. And then I was always on the defense. I used to have to go. I used to live what they called back then a dead end, not a cul-de-sac. Oh,
Yeah, dead end.
That was a dead end, and there was a train tracks. I actually had to go around the other block, come over the train tracks to come to my house through the back, so I didn't get beat up. And I was doing this already at 12. So I grew up with that mentality. So I had to start defending myself, and that's But my mother was always there. My mother was. She did very well. She did very, very well, my mother. So, and I think that's my driving force today. My mother now, she has Alzheimer's. She's been having it now for about 8 years, I think.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, and sometimes she remembers me, and sometimes she's not. And sometimes she's very keen, but, they go back and forth.
Sure.
And it's funny because she saw me, right? And I saw her every time I saw her last year, she goes, Fabricio, come here. I go. And she touches my hand. She goes, what happened? I go, Mom, I shaved it off. She goes, but did it hurt? I go, what are you talking about? Did it hurt? I go, what are you talking about? When it fell off, did it hurt? I said, no, it didn't. She's cute, But I go there, and again, I'm, since I've come a long way, like myself, and I think at the end of the day, all we want is a thank you from people we have helped along the way.
Sure.
So I go there and I say, well, hold her hand. I thank her for everything she's done for where I am today. And she always looks at my clothes, my watch. I go, and she goes, you like it? She goes, yeah. She goes, but I don't like that over. I don't like that beer.
Oh, the goatee?
Yeah, the goatee. So I said, okay, but I'm not taking it off. I go, and she goes, yeah, I like this, I like that. And the clothes, I go, yeah. She goes, but you know what, Mom? I go, you're the one who taught me how to dress. I get it from you. She goes, well, thank you. And she just looks at me. It's like, but again, at the end of the day, all we want is a thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I think all of us wanted just a thank you. People would work harder for a thank you than they would for money.
I totally agree.
I say a lot of times that, appreciation is even more craved from people than love. Because if you're loved and not appreciated, you feel bad.
Yeah.
But if you're appreciated, you don't have to be loved to feel good.
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
And so appreciation will get the guy to work harder, or the
Right.
woman to work harder. It'll get people to do
Right.
more for you. Hold the
Right.
door.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
people would do that more than they would for money.
Yes.
Don't get me
Yes.
wrong.
No,
Money's a
no,
good
money is
motivator.
good. Exactly.
Yeah, money,
Like,
fear, but appreciation. I think
appreciation,
is,
like, it's really, good thing, good things like that. Like with my boss, when I started, I call him my boss. He's the one who gave me my first marble job in '85. I was 22 years old. I was 22 years old, and I was 22 years old, and I came, and a friend told me about a job of working in marble in 1985, and I didn't know what it was, and I was from the streets, and I was working in a warehouse loading and unloading trucks, and I went over there, and he gave me a job. I came in, he walked in, very tough guy. He goes, "I heard you want to work." And I said, "Yeah." He goes, "We'll see." And he walked away
Carrying
from me.
marble?
Yeah, right. "I heard you want to work." I said, "Oh, yeah." He goes, "All right, we'll see." He didn't talk to me for the next 2 weeks. 2 weeks come along. He goes, "I guess you want to work." He goes, "All right." I go, "What's your information? I can start paying you." He goes, and that was the beginning when I started doing marble. And from then I went on my own. He told me everything. He gave me I mean, this guy is, I love this guy. I call him my boss. He's my mentor, my male figure, my male figure, adult figure, and everything. And I actually took my sons to New York because I found them in Facebook. I took my sons to New York on about a couple of years ago, and in front of him, I took my two sons, and I told my son, my older son, he's a big boy, and I told him, "You have that kind of body, I go, because of him." I go, "Because what he taught me, I was able to teach you." I go, so, and they both shake his hand. I said, "Thank him." And then when they shook his hand, I said, "Thank you." They said, "Thank you" to him and everything. So it's, and yeah, again, just shook his hand and tell him thank you. And now he sees my son's doing what he taught me. Now he sees my son, so I'm sure he feels pretty good about it, and that makes me feel good because he gave me something, and I was able to pay it forward.
Yeah, when you say doing marble, what do you mean by that?
Oh, I'm sorry. When we started, we're doing a lot of restoration. So a lot of existing floors, tabletops, shower walls. We repolish them where they're damaged, when they have no shine. They're already aged. We started going in there and grinding, polishing them, and everything like that.
Okay.
So that's basically what we're doing. Then he got into fabrication, and around I think I started in '85, so around '86 he got into fabrication. Then we started doing countertops. We started doing table, everything. That's why I learned how to do all that.
Okay.
Because I used the machine, how to do that. But back then there was no technology like today. Everything now is push a button, and the diamond and the machine does everything.
Yeah.
Back then I had to do edges by hand, so I had to grind
like beveled edges.
Yeah, but I had to grind them down. I had to sand them by hand, polish them by hand. I mean, this top right here, this tabletop right now would take about 4 hours with the machine. This
Okay.
used to take me at least 2 days back in the days to do it. 2 days of hard work. So that's why I learned. That's why today when I go to a place, I look at something, I'm able to repair it because I'm from the old school.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't do what we do anymore.
No, I mean, a lot of them don't have to.
Yeah.
With the technology. But I think
Exactly.
it also sometimes makes people a little soft.
Yeah.
Or they'll shy away from that work. Like, why should I?
Yeah.
I think that's part of why millennials get a bad rap sometimes.
Yeah.
They're just working smarter.
Exactly. I know. I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
But
some of them are soft. They're more worried about their latte. I used to worry about my latte.
Yeah.
But now I think, what if I was born in the Congo?
Yeah.
What's a latte? No idea, right? Never seen a scrambled egg in your life.
Exactly. That's so true. What's a latte?
Yeah. So you did the marble in New York.
In New York, yes.
And then you moved to Florida.
Then I moved to Florida, and I actually at that time, my boss, I told him that I was thinking of moving to Florida. I want to get the kids out of New York. This was 95, 96, something like that, 95.
Okay.
And he goes, "Anima," he used to call me Anima. "Anima, go, do something. Go, take
Did he
it."
call you that because you had like a hard work ethic?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
You worked like an animal?
Oh yeah, I worked because I used to work Saturdays, everything. I used to tell him, "You got anything to do?" I used to come in on Sunday if we met. I worked because I knew that he was good for it, and I knew that day, and that's when I started having kids. I knew that extra $50, $100 he gave me extra would buy back then the formula, the Pampers, and the milk. And I knew that I came home with cash. I went to the store, bought the grocery, and bought it in the house. And I knew by 7 o'clock I could be sitting down resting, but I put my day's work in.
Okay.
And I used to hustle a lot. "Fabricio, can you come?" "I'm there." "Can you stay late?" "I'm there."
So how'd that happen when you moved to Florida? You got away from that guy, right?
Yes, I got away from. When I came to Florida, I actually I say God is good because when I came to Florida, as soon as I came to Florida, somebody actually contacted me in New York to give me a contract to if I can polish the floors, and I started polishing and I started doing the floors, and anyway, so it was a contract where they had like 100 units in this building, extended as hotel, and they wanted me to do every unit, and that was good money.
Wow.
Polish. So that kept me going for a year, and I did the whole thing, and it paid like for everything. Like so, then I got my house over here, and I did a lot of things with the money. So I was flying back and forth. Though, but when I used to come back here, I made my flyers, I made my biscuits. I used to walk to in all the marble shops because I knew that was going to end one day, and I had to build my clientele here.
Right.
So I used to go to work New York, then come over here, work if something came up, and I used to travel with the machines and everything.
Wow.
And sometimes I drove.
Did you
back.
drive?
Yeah, sometimes I drove over there depending on the size of the machine. So a lot of times I left on Saturday afternoon, drove. No, I used to leave on Saturday. No, I used to leave on Sunday morning, get to New York, or I used to try to get there by 7 a.m. in front of the building so I can park because there was no parking between 7 and 8. So after 8 I could park the rest of the day. So I used to get there while it was empty so I can park there. So I drove all the way to Florida. From Florida to New York, parked, waited in the car till after 9, unload the equipment and go to work.
Wow.
Yeah, I tell you, I was.
Did you have like a staff with you, or you did everything by yourself?
I had a helper that lived in New York, and then from there I started building. Then I had some employees over here, then I started bringing them with me to New York. But they were never happy.
Yeah.
And they were never, oh my God.
I mean, bringing people to New York, that's expensive too.
Yeah, but I took care of everything. I took care of everything.
No, meaning it's expensive for you.
Yeah, expensive. But the good thing about New York, they pay good prices.
Yeah.
So everything was included. They actually gave me a room and everything. I could eat if I wanted in the place. It was pretty good. They were getting a deal anyway, because that was what we call a loophole in the system, because in those buildings you got to be all union.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you hire an outside company from another state, don't have to be union.
Wow.
So that's why they hired me. So I gave them good prices. They were making a killing. I was making decent money too. So nobody was complaining. They were good. They were good to me. And the superintendent, nice Egyptian fellow. Beautiful person. Awesome. But yeah, so that carried me, and then I started building the business little by little. Then I started getting business here, and that's what, it kept going on for that. So I got sick, of course, in 2007. That's when I was diagnosed with diabetes.
Okay.
And that really, and I was
Type 2, right?
Type 2. I was in the now for about a year, but I was drinking like gallons of water. And I was always thirsty, always going to the bathroom, everything. I was like, and they used to tell me, you should go get checked out. There's something wrong with you. No, I was so busy trying to make money, And, but then not even a year later, I was feeling real bad. And that was on a Friday. And I said, we're going to rest this weekend. And then I still feel the same way. Sunday or Monday, I go to the hospital. I didn't have it happen like that. That Friday, I had to go to the hospital. I was so bad. So they took me.
What were your symptoms?
I had pains everywhere. Everything was hurting. I don't know. Just my whole body started like feeling like a big pain. Everything. I felt everything hurting. Everything. Okay. And I was thirsty. And then I started like really like losing weight, a lot of weight. And I was getting like, because diabetes after a while it just starts eating you up. And then and I was heavy. Then I saw something wrong with me. So then I went to the hospital. When I went to the hospital, the doctor actually told me, he goes, it's a good thing you came in today. He goes, why? He goes, because if you would have waited till Monday, you would have went into a coma, and you would not waking up from that coma. He goes, your blood is so thick right now. I go, you could put it on pancakes.
Really?
Yeah.
What was making your blood so thick?
Because of the sugar. I didn't know I had diabetes, so I was eating same thing. So I was eating. So then, that's what I started doing. So I was starting feeling so bad that I thought I didn't think it was diabetes, or I was actually in denial. But I started drinking energy drinks.
Oh, okay.
Forget it. That started, and that's brought me to the next level. I was in the hospital for 5 days, so they got my blood sugar. They started teaching me how to, put the needles in and everything. They started giving me the meds, and the doctor told me if you don't change your diet, actually that was a good way. If you don't change your diet or do something different, you're going to be shooting needles for the rest of your life, he said.
Insulin?
Insulin,
Okay.
So I go, oh my God. He goes, take the pill, do the insulin, and we'll go from there. So I went back home, and no lie, about 2 weeks later, I went to get up one morning. I couldn't get up. My body just won't move. I couldn't even lay down. I couldn't do anything. And I was in bed for about 10 months.
10 months from that day?
From that day, I was in bed for 10 months, and they started putting me on painkillers, and I became like a druggie, I would say. I used to sit in the couch, and I'd be drooling with all the painkillers.
Wow.
So I had to let go of everybody because I couldn't work no more.
You mean the people in your business?
Yeah, in my business, I had to let go. I couldn't even do estimates no more. I couldn't even sit in a car because everything would hurt. I couldn't lay down because everything would hurt. I couldn't stand up. Like I tell people, I prayed for death. That's how bad it was. I had to actually go into a room alone because nobody else could sleep because of the moaning and things I was doing at nighttime.
What was causing all that? Do you know?
No, I think just, I don't know. I think all my organs started like what the doctor said. They started shutting down.
Okay.
My body went into like a shock, I think it was. I don't know. And then I just couldn't. And they started giving me more pills, more pills. So 10 months later, I was flat broke. I couldn't even pay my water bill.
How old were you then?
I was, so I was 07, so I must have been 44. So I was 44.
So in the prime of your life,
Yeah.
you're on all this medication. It's not helping you.
And then after that, the weight case started coming back on, and then I started blowing up again. Yeah. It was tough. I was in bed like for that, and then I had no money. They already put me in foreclosure. And I said, I gotta do something. I gotta do so. Then I went to a doctor asking for more stronger painkillers, and of course they gave it to me.
Of course.
You know, so then what I used to do in the mornings, I used to pop one. Get to work, I used to pop one. After work, I used to pop one. I ate another pill, so I was popping like 4 or 5 painkillers a day. So I could because my clients were they're so faithful, they were waiting for me, you know. So I went to work, but I couldn't do much. And that's when I started taking more of my son because I couldn't pay nobody. So my son started helping me that time. I think he was still in high school, and there were times where he didn't go to school and stay with me. And we went to work because we had to pay the bills, you know. So little by little, then I started getting a little stronger, but in bed for 10 months really did me in, man. And
so, wow, that's tough. So what happened to the business?
The business, I mean, I didn't shut it down, but there was no work going on. So I let go of everybody, and you know, they understood. I mean, you know, telling guys like, we can't do anything. I can't do anything. You know, I couldn't even go on estimates anymore. So then that was it. So but I still have my clients. So then when I started needing money, I started calling up clients, and I started telling them I'm feeling a little better. You know, if you need anything done, just let me know. And they started calling me. And actually, I was blessed because the first job that called me was substantially enough for me to pay the back mortgage, the water, the electricity, and got me out of the hole for that month.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was a blessing. And then from there, but I didn't know anything about nutrition, anything about nothing. I didn't know anything, you know. But that was in 07. I didn't make a change till 2013.
Ah, so 6 more years.
6 more years, and then I started even getting bigger, you know. I started getting more, you know. Then I started getting more sick, and then there was a time I couldn't even drive no more because I was always dizzy, you know. I used to try to brush my teeth in the sink. I would fall over. I was like, oh, there's something wrong here. And then, sure enough, you know, I went back to the doctor. They gave me more medicine, and and I asked the doctor, "Is there something I can do? I'm really feeling bad, you know. Is there something I can do?" She goes, "No, there's nothing you can do, but I'm going to give you more medicine."
There's nothing you can do?
That's what she told me. There's nothing you can do. So I said, in my mind, I said, there's got to be something. And that's when I went into Google and YouTube, how to control diabetes type 2.
Okay.
And I
What'd you find out?
That's when videos and everything's popping up. Then, of course, a top 10 about sugar. Then I've learned about fast food. Then I learned about, you know, processed food. Then I learned about animal products. Then I said, wow, I didn't know this. So the first thing I did was I said, okay, I joined the gym the first thing I did at 50. I joined the gym. I couldn't even do 10 minutes on the treadmill, but walking.
How much did you weigh then?
I was probably close to when I started, I think I was like maybe 250. About 250, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how tall are you?
I'm 5'8".
Okay.
Yeah. So then I started going. I couldn't do it, man. But I put on my plastic, you know, my hoodie, and walked for those 10 minutes, you know, and I was dead already, you know. So then I started going into health seminars. I started hit into more holistic nutrition people, you know, doctors, plant-based doctors and things. So I started learning, you know. I started going. I went even far as, I think I went to Georgia also. I started going all over the place. And I started learning.
Seminars and stuff?
Seminars. I started learning, listening. I said, okay. And because I started feeling better, I said, and then the first thing I let go was dairy. I heard about dairy. I let go anything that contained dairy. I didn't have no more dairy.
Okay.
And then from there, I no more pork or nothing, no pig products. Then I started doing grass-fed beef. but I couldn't find it. So
Yeah,
I
I
let
do
go of the
grass-fed beef only.
Yeah. So I couldn't find it, so I stopped. And then I let shellfish, chicken. I just went all down the line till I went to a seminar in Atlanta with Dr. Furman. Furman, I think his name is.
Dr. Furman
Yeah,
he's
from
in
New Jersey.
Sarasota?
No, he's in New
Oh,
Jersey.
okay.
So he started talking about how eggs are bad for people with diabetes, and he did a whole thing, a whole weekend with the one egg, what one egg contains, and how you shouldn't be eating this, this, and that. And it went right down the line. By that time, I was already eating, free-range eggs. Used to get me at the farmer's market. I came home and I had 18 count. I threw it all in the garbage, and that was the last animal product I had, and that was about 4 years ago.
So you became vegetarian then?
That there I became totally vegan.
Oh, just like that?
Yeah, it took me a year and a half. It took me a year and a half. And after I let go of the eggs, I went for another blood work because I do my blood work every 3 months. I went for my blood work, and the doctor said, I need to talk to you. I said, okay. I go, oh my God, what happened? And then he goes, I don't know what's going on. He goes, but I don't see no sign of diabetes.
How much weight did you lose by then?
By then, I think I was down to about maybe 200.
Okay, so you lost about 50 pounds.
Yeah, I think I lost about 50.
Okay.
Yeah. So he didn't find no diabetes. He go, whatever you're doing, keep doing. He actually said, people like you, if people would do more like you, they won't need us. Then I said, what? I goes, okay, let me check this. I made an eye appointment, right? So I went over there. So the doctor goes, oh, let me see how the diabetes is doing. They look they looked in the back. And he's like this. He goes, open your eye wide. I go, okay. So he goes, because my man, I don't know what's going on, but I see no sign of diabetes in your eyes. He goes, yeah, and your eyes actually got better. He goes, whatever you're doing, I go, keep doing it. Then I told him, he goes, maybe I should start doing that. So that's when I started and then I used to do a lot of cardio. Then now I'm totally on just some plant-based. Now I'm doing a lot of beans, but for the first year I ate a lot of fish till I cut down on the other stuff.
Right.
And the fish was the last thing I get, also before the eggs, and that was it. Then I started doing a lot of beans. Now there's a lot of vegan products you can
Did
buy.
you go high protein first, or?
No, I didn't. I really didn't look at anything like that because I was just doing cardio. I wasn't lifting or anything like that back then. So I just started, just wanted to lose weight. But as I started losing weight, I started getting flabby, And I used to look at the weights and I see guys there, So I used to get intimidated,
Yeah.
I said, it is. So I said, you know what? I'm too old for this crap, I said to myself. I went over there, so I started implementing, besides cardio, I picked 3 machines that I wanted to do, So I started doing this 3 months. Every other month, I added more. I added other machines, and now I do like 15-minute cardio. Now I'm just hardcore weights. And now people are like amazed at 56, and I'm the kind of body that I have now, And I don't take nothing. I don't worry about, like I tell people, say, what about protein? What about this? I go, protein's only one wheel on the car. You have to get other nutrients too. Have a balanced diet.
Right.
A balanced diet will give you healthy. The problem today is people are eating to lose weight instead of eating to heal themselves. Once you heal yourself, the weight will come off naturally because the body doesn't have use for it. Whatever the body don't need, we'll get rid of it.
Well, a balanced diet is very vague.
Yeah.
Right. So you have the pyramid, which is totally off. They want you to eat so much more bread. And I think that was for what they did for soldiers in World War I and II. They were like, eat like this and you'll be a soldier. Yeah. So it's so vague to say a balanced diet, and most doctors have no idea what's going on with nutrition.
Exactly. And that pyramid was actually created by the meat industry. So they can eat more. So you can eat more eggs, more bacon in the mornings. I mean, not even animals eat meat 3 times a day. Tigers, when they eat, they make a killing, and they eat that animal for the first 2 days. The rest of the week, they eat plants.
Okay.
Because they already feel the stomach, you see. But we already been told by the meat industry, get up in the morning because the breakfast is the most important meal of the day. They give you eggs, they give you pork, they give you bread, and they give you processed orange juice. Nothing that the body can use. So now you feel full, but you don't feel empowered. So about by 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, you're hungry again. So you know what? McDonald's got 2 for $4. Let me go get over there till I get my lunch. More animal. Lunchtime comes, more animal.
You think that's related to the way they work people? You spend 1/3 of your day working.
Yeah.
Well, most people spend 1/3 of their day working, so they're burning off all that energy.
Yeah. And a lot of us now, we live in a society where actually not even burning anything off. It's sad because we eat too much. And like the way I eat now, I actually in the mornings, all I have now is a lot of fruit. I have, if I can buy papaya, mangoes, whatever's in season, I eat in season. So whatever I can get, that's what I eat. On lunchtime, then around 11, I have maybe sometimes I bring like a soup. I love soups. I grew up on soup, And
Do you
then
make it yourself from scratch?
yeah, I make it myself from
Okay.
scratch. I'm learning, man. I'm getting pretty good.
Good.
I make my own lentils. I try to buy everything organic. So,
Lentils are tricky.
yeah. So but I learned from my sister, because she learned from my mom. So I look how she cooked it. So now sometimes so how you do this? How you do that? But everything's organic. I keep, they put their stuff in it, but I don't. But yeah, so if I know that I'm going to the gym, if I'm out at work, I actually make a nice big lunch. Now they have pasta like made from lentils, pasta made from chickpeas. They got healthy pasta without flour, and you're getting. I don't even try, and now I probably get like 100 grams of protein a day. And all we need is like 65. Now,
Well, when you think about pasta, when you eat pasta from Italy or different places in Europe, it's totally different.
Yeah.
I eat some spaghetti squash.
Yeah.
It looks and kind of behaves like pasta a little bit, but it's not the same.
I don't do that. Yeah.
It's not the same.
Not for me either.
Yeah. But when you go into, places like Italy, they don't even recognize the pasta that we have here.
I know. It's like going to eat Italian like Carrabba's over here.
Every Italian person Alfredo sauce.
Yeah.
Italians are like, what is that?
Who's Alfredo? I know. What is Alfredo? We don't even know Alfredo.
It's delicious, but who is that?
Exactly. So like I eat heavy, and my biggest meal is in the middle of the day.
Okay.
Yeah, and usually if I eat that heavy, it's not really that much, but what I consider heavy for myself is because that day I'm gonna hit the gym.
Okay.
Then I come home. If I eat that big meal, I come home. I already got some lentils ready. I make me a nice soup. I cut some broccoli. I got some whatever vegetables I got. Throw it in there. Cut up an avocado. Throw it in there. Have me a nice soup, like at 5, 6 o'clock, and that fills me up.
So you eat 2 times a day?
Yeah, I only really 2 times a day. Sometimes I only just once. And I also I do fasting, intermediate fasting. So like after 7 o'clock, I won't eat. A lot of times I don't eat till noon the next day.
You do like 12 hours?
Yeah, like 12 hours. Yeah, because the problem is today the industry got us eating all day long. It's like you buying a car and you have the car running 24 hours, 7 days a week. That car's gonna break down, so you keep the motor running. Even though it's a brand new car, but a car lasts long if you drive it, you park it, you let it rest, and you go. Same thing with our bodies. They got us eating so much that our metabolism never stops. It keeps cranking. They tell you eat 2 hours, every 2 hours.
Who says eat every 2 hours?
That's what the diet industry tells you. Or eat a little bit. So your engine is always running. So your body is in a digestion process. It doesn't go into a healing process. You understand?
Sure.
So once you cut off the digestive system, you say that's it, then your body starts healing itself. It's like the body's amazing. You cut yourself right here today, tomorrow you see like the little scab coming because it healed itself.
Oh yeah, I know all about that.
You know, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
Our body's amazing, but they have made to tell us that it's not. The body heals itself. So now you stop eating all this stuff, you go into the intermediate fasting, and your body starts healing itself. Your body starts getting rid of all those toxins and everything. It's amazing, It's amazing.
So do you attribute the way you obviously you look great now,
well, thank
you're
you.
5 years later.
Yeah.
What are you, 55 now?
Yeah, I'll be 56 in May.
Okay, so obviously you turned everything around. Nah. You were well over 250 pounds just a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And now you've totally changed everything. You do intermediate fasting.
Yeah.
And so you have a business now.
Right.
That's related to this.
Yes, I'm going to start a business called FabTheVegan.com.
FabTheVegan.com.
Right.
Okay.
So that'll be maybe a month or so. And what it is, I'm going to help people transition from a meat-eating diet to a more plant-based diet, the right way. Not like cold turkey or whatever, because that doesn't work. That's what the diet companies want to believe, that in 21 days I'm going to have a summer body. That's the biggest lie. Maybe summer body maybe in 2025, but not in 2019. It's just a lie. So last night I was talking to a lady, and she said, but how would it work? I go, well, I'm going to do it the way I'm going to show you the way I did it, okay? Which is, first I need to know if you're diabetic or anything like that. And I need to know what you eat during the day and what your lifestyle is. Then from there, the first time I'm going to say, okay, let's target one meal that you want to give up that you know that's causing you inflammation. Because most of us, we're not fat, we're inflamed.
Right.
Okay? So she said, let's say she said, breakfast is really killing me. I don't like what I eat for breakfast, but I get it. Okay, so let's do that. So instead of eating all those animal products or whatever they're eating, greasy stuff, let's start with this. So I will give us, okay, maybe she can eat some oats, right, with almond milk, with a side of maybe of fruit.
But don't oats cause some inflammation?
No, oats are actually the body processes it very well. So, but it is what it is. What I'm trying to do is later on, I'm going to take that out. but I want to give her the full filling in the morning still.
Okay.
Without missing
So you're using the oats to
the
expand.
oats, exactly. Okay. So when
low calorie,
feeling full. So now she has a piece of fruit. Now the fruit is going to help give her the energy. So the oats is going to make her feel full, and the fruit's going to give her the energy because, it's fructose. So it's going to give you that energy. That's good stuff. So here we go. So we start with that. Okay, keep doing whatever you're doing at lunch. Keep doing what you're doing at dinner. That's not my concern right now.
Okay.
So now 30 days later, she goes, you know what, I'm beginning to feel better. Let's work on my lunch because my lunch now is now I'm beginning to feel good to what I eat at lunch. All right, what are you eating for lunch? Now I'll give her, now according to a daily routine, I say, okay, let's eat this, let's eat that. For now, let's try this.
Would you be creating recipes and such?
Not recipe. I'll be making suggestions.
Okay.
Of what she can eat, and then they have to, because at the end of the day, I want them to say a year from now when they look good and they feel good, I want them to pat themselves on the back and say, I did it. Because once you bring out the big I am, like I am a winner, everything from there it's limitless.
Okay.
You have to bring confidence back to yourself because diet companies and all these things, they're taking the power away from you. They say, if you don't have my shake, you're not going to look good. If you don't wear my wrap, you're not going to look good. If you don't wear this, if you don't do that, no. You have the power to change yourself. You don't need all that. And that's why I do everything naturally, that if you have patience and you do it the right way, and today I pat myself on the back. And I said, you did a good job.
You did.
Well, thank you.
You did.
And that's what so I'm going to show people how to bring that power back to them. And then we start working because they're going to make the choices. I'm not going to hold them by the hand. I'm going to give them it. So let's say a year from now, they're already, their stomachs are down. They got a little more energy. I say, you know what, I can even do this more. And I'm going to recommend, of course, maybe start a gym program, maybe 3 times a week, 30 minutes a day. Okay. That's it. Don't go crazy. Don't go in there and say, I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to go for an hour and work. Relax. It's not that serious. You don't even have to go to the gym half an hour. You don't have to be walking out, even sweating. It doesn't matter. As long as you went there for 30 minutes and did something, you're already ahead of the game that you were last week.
Agreed.
You okay?
So when you and I first met, we had a debate.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So you were talking about vegan and how, you had all this weight loss.
Yeah.
And I gave you some pushback on that because I was like, well, there's a lot of people who eat meat that are extremely fit and extremely healthy.
Right.
And so I was asking you about, changing people's diet. How would you know it works for them?
Yeah.
And so because it worked for you, how would you know it works for them? So answer that question for me.
And that's why it goes back to what I said. I'm going to make suggestions.
Okay.
You have to find your balance. And that's why I say we have to start with one meal at a time. So you say, this also not doing it for me. I would like something. What other choices do I have? You have to find your balance. And I found my balance totally plant-based. That was me. I was diabetic, got arthritis, I had all the other issues.
Right.
And, and I reversed all of them, And so you have to find your balance. And that's why, but I always suggest going more plant-based because your body recognizes plant-based nutrients.
Right.
Not processed nutrients. So like right now, I'm actually teaching people how to eat their salads without salad dressing.
Yeah, why ruin a good salad with salad dressing?
Exactly, because with salad dressing, we do that to everything in our lives. With coffee, we put a little milk. We water it down. With salads, now we're changing the taste of the vegetables because we don't like the way the vegetables taste. So we get all these different salad dressings to change the taste of the vegetables so we can eat them. Why not just start eating maybe a couple of spinach raw? Get the taste, start smelling what it is, start using your senses. And stop covering up your senses. Because once you start waking up your senses and you start eating with your hands, you start feeling the vegetable instead of using a metal to put in your mouth. I usually buy those things of a box of organic leafy greens, and I sit there and I'm eating. I use my hands now. Because once you include this, that's why in the old countries they use their hands.
You think that plays a role? Feeling the food with your hand?
Oh yes, it does play. Oh, it does, and because you feel it because all our senses have to be included, and that's why I don't do too many smoothies or nothing like that. I eat my fruit raw, because when you do smoothies, you're already skipping the chewing part of the system. So when you skip that, your brain doesn't get that you're eating. So that's why when you have shakes and smoothie, half an hour later, that smoothie was good, but then I'm still hungry. Because your body, you never told your brain you were eating. So I'd rather eat, instead of putting a papaya in a blender, I'd rather eat it raw and chew. And then my brain says, okay, you're eating now. Now let me see what it brings. And your body starts going, okay, I could use this, I can use that. No, that's not good. Take it out.
Think that helps with digestion also?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Yes. Yes.
So people who have smoothies, would you suggest they don't have smoothies?
I suggest it's okay if you're on a run. But if you have time and you make time, eat it raw.
Most people are going to claim they don't have time.
I know.
right?
I know we make time for what we say. We make time for the things we want.
Yeah. Well, get out of the way. I got to get home to watch my show.
Exactly. I used to sleep 8 to 9 hours, because that's what they told us. I sleep maybe 6 hours now.
Well, sleep also. Sorry to interrupt you. Sleep is good for recovery.
Oh yes.
So when you hear people that sleep longer, they can also be healthy.
Recovery.
But you think you should sleep less?
I think you shouldn't oversleep. Now, if you had a tough day and your body needs rest, you'll be driving your body to the ground for a week or two. Yeah, relax. But if you start a normal routine, you can make time in the morning, get up an hour earlier, and prepare your lunch or eat at that time. That we have choices, and that's what I'm talking about. Taking your power back. Don't let the industry tell you need 8 hours of sleep. Because if I don't eat for 8 hours of sleep, I'm not going to feel good. Don't let
my daughter's going to be 19. I haven't had 8 hours of sleep in 19 years. You know what I'm saying? Last night I had like 5.5.
Yeah.
That's because Patrick came to my house early, like, yo. And then we fought the traffic.
Right.
But there are people who work a lot, like say single moms, putting in 12 hours.
I know.
They don't have the time. They have small kids.
Yeah.
How do they get through that? How do they find the time when they don't even have the energy? They spend an hour each way in their car, worrying about not being late, and then their boss is riding them. They get a half hour for lunch.
Exactly. And in my new website, it's going to be also a referral service. I don't claim to know everything. I only know what I know. I'm a diabetic. I'm a man, and I know what.
You were a diabetic.
I were a diabetic, and I know what all that entails as a man. I was so heavy that I had to buy Velcro sneakers so I can so I can go like this because I couldn't tie my shoe because I was waist 44.
Whoa, take it easy.
Yeah,
I'm heading in that direction.
So I had to buy 46 so I could sit down, But it just what happened. But I'm going to have referral service, like a question like you said, with a mother like that. I'm going to try to have ladies who are actually do it with kids, single moms. So I tell you, you know what? I can't help you with that because I don't know what it is to be a mother.
Right.
With a single mother. But I have a lady. I have a lady or referral in my website. Go to her. You can hire her and talk to her. And I'm going to have tried. I have people that have overcome a lot of things. A lot of illnesses. Going plant-based, exercising. Not 100% plant-based, but the nutrition is better. They eating more things that the body can use. So I'm going to refer them to them. So they can say, you know what? Go to her. Go to him. Like my daughter, she knows my daughter's also holistic, and she's 32 now, and she did water birth and everything.
Oh, okay.
And my daughter-in-law also did a water birth. So they know about those things, so they're going to be referred. So if somebody comes up to me, I want to know about water birth, they go to them. Me, I'm going to deal with what I know, which is diabetes, obesity, or any male issues that come up. I know all about it. I could tell you from my flesh, and I know how you feel. I know, the simple things in life, it's what we miss. Tying our shoelaces, cleaning ourselves properly,
Sure.
Those little things, being able to sit down and get up right away, it's not the big things that we miss, it's the little things.
Well, I mean, after my injury, I missed all of those things.
Yeah.
I couldn't stand up.
I know.
I couldn't take a shower. I could barely feed myself. Sitting up, even sometimes now, I found myself slouching.
Yeah.
Or Patrick's like, yo, sit up.
Yeah.
Because, I took those things for granted.
Yeah.
Walking down the street, you take all of that for granted, and so I understand that completely.
Yeah.
So would you make suggestions that people remove meat from their diets?
Definitely red meat if you can, and pork. Okay. Definitely. Pork, you can't cook it high enough to remove all the worms and everything. Have you guys ever seen that video where they pork like a Coke over a pork chop and all these worms comes out?
No, but okay. I've had my own experience with pork, which is why I haven't eaten it for 25 years.
Exactly. So now you get pizza industries like Pizza Hut, Domino's, and they show you on TV, they show a nice pizza with pepperoni and a Coke. That same thing that they show you out in that video is what happens in your stomach. So here you're eating a pizza
Coke mix with the
the pork. So now you're eating colored with red dye. That's pepperoni, pork, right? So you eat that. So that sits in your gut. Now you're taking the soda, which is acidy. Now you put in your stomach. Now that Coke, which is good just to remove rust,
off of batteries.
Yeah, for batteries. Yeah. Now that's in your stomach. So now that's creating that chemical reaction in your stomach, and then later on you go, oh my God, you run to the bathroom, you do this, you do that, your stomach hurts, your gut hurts. they're teaching you how to poison yourself. And you don't even know. Right in front of TV, you're watching a football game. Oh, that looks good. Nice pepperoni pizza. You're ingesting things that, and then if you go to look to see how the pork was raised, how those things are, you're not only eating the meat, you're eating the terror, the fear. You're eating all that. So that's why a lot of people, they say, I don't know why I'm so depressed. I don't know why this. I don't know why I'm sad. There's nothing. I got everything I need. Why am I so sad? Because prior to your diet, you're ingesting flesh of animals that live in fear, and they know they're going to be slaughtered, and they actually run away.
Do you think people, if you eat an animal, then it can have an effect on your own psyche, like make you depressed?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Is there research on that?
Yes. A lot of research on that.
Where can people find that?
You could easily type it in on YouTube. Yeah. You could go on websites. You could watch just a lot of movies, that you can watch. Conspiracy, What the Health. There's a lot of movies that you could sit back and just watch.
I saw What the Health.
Yeah, and you could sit, and I met the doctor last week that was on that movie. It was nice. Okay. Yeah, it was good. Clapper, Dr. Clapper. Anyway, so yeah.
I mean, I think that might be a little bit of a jump if there isn't enough research on that. I'm sure you'd find people who push back on that.
Oh, yeah.
Me personally, I don't eat pork, but I also found the pizza place in Brandon that the guy he's a Muslim.
Yeah.
And he's Italian. And he married his wife from Indonesia, which is the largest Muslim country in the world. Yeah. And their pepperoni's beef.
Yeah.
So I go there.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't shame people who eat it. That's their choice.
Exactly. Same with me.
I just don't because of my personal experience.
Exactly.
The whole thing with the worms and all that. Yeah. And so, when people say, well, why don't you eat pork? Is it religion? And I say, no, but I don't want to tell you that story because I don't want to gross you out.
Yeah.
And it's my own personal experience.
Exactly. It's like a lot of times I go to dinner with friends and they go, oh, you don't mind? I'm going to have to. I'm not like that. I go, eat what you want. I go, this is my personal choice. This is my journey. But
it's good that they're conscious of your presence.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. It's good. And actually last night went well because we were at a meeting over here at the Tampa Club. I was able to talk to the chef. So we're going to have to have vegan options in Tampa, the Tampa Club now.
Here at the Tampa Club?
Yeah. Vegan options, baby. Huh. So he was talking about putting up like an event to promote it and things like that. He'll cook up some vegan dishes, plant-based dishes.
So a lot of people, when they hear vegan, they're like, tofu is disgusting.
Yeah, I know.
That's what I would think. Yeah, tofu is disgusting. Yeah, you put it next to anything and it takes that flavor.
Yeah, exactly. But you got to know how to prepare it. I tell people, if you're going to use anything that's what we call mock meats, those are just vegan meats, If you're going to do it, if you're going to cook it like you would anything else. Use the same spices that you love, because we really are not meat eaters. We spices eaters. We love the spices in our chicken.
Well, you put spices on cardboard, people will eat it.
Exactly. So that's really what we're looking for. It's not the meat, because if we love meat, we would eat it right out of the package raw. But we don't do that. We let it cook. We let it, put it in the liquid. We get that taste, juicy. We do because of the spices. Now, if we take all the spices, whatever we like, and we put it in the other stuff, you wouldn't even know the difference. That's why that the new burger that's out. What's that burger? It's vegan. It's Impossible Burger. It's created a big thing because that's why they do it. They're using the same thing that we use on the burger to put it there, and it's great.
That's interesting because sitting in this room with us is a chef.
Oh, yeah?
And I'm sure after we speak to her, she's going to have a different opinion on a lot of that.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think it's great what you're doing.
Yeah.
I think it's great that you're trying to get other people to do it, and you can tell your story of how you've taken back control of your life through nutrition.
Yeah.
I think that's really important. We all have some times where we cheat.
Yeah.
I mean, I've put on a few pounds since my injury, but I remember when I was focused on mostly vegetables and fruit. I would eat meat because I subscribe to that.
Yeah.
But again, people who don't, I say, okay, you have this war of the vegans versus the meat eaters.
Yeah, forget
and then
about
if you put them in a room, they're going to kill each other. It's like red tie, blue tie. They're like, this is poison for you.
And I'm not like that. I know some vegans, oh my God, they're like.
Yeah, people use that on their hashtags.
Oh my God.
Or whatever.
Yeah. That's why in my Facebook.
Their Twitter handle. Yeah. They're like Vegan Joe.
Yeah, I know. I go by Fab the Vegan. But
there you go.
Yeah, Fab the Vegan. And I promote in Facebook because I'm very active in Facebook. But I promote just a healthy lifestyle. I'm out, like I said, I recovered from the couch. I was in the couch I was obese for 25 years. 25. My daughter's 32, so about 27 years. I started gaining weight at my late 20s.
Okay.
So I was 50. So I was obese. So I would literally work, do the American thing, sit down, watch my car because I deserve my beer and my big plate of food and watch my TV. Don't bother me. Typical land guy. So I never did anything. I never was out. I was always working, hustling. So I say I resurrected from the couch. I'm not going back.
That
So
makes sense.
I'm out and about, and when my body needs rest, I rest. But I'm out. Like just a couple of months ago, I was with my granddaughter playing, in the swing, and I'm on the floor with her and everything. Then I sit back and we took pictures. I look at the pictures. I go, if I never would have made the change, I would never be able to do this with her. Right now, I probably would have been in a wheelchair because
I have a heart attack.
Yeah, so because my highest was 300, 310, I think.
For a guy your height, that's pretty big.
Oh my God, I was freaking huge. So
I saw the pictures.
Yeah, I was big. Yeah. I didn't even know I was that big back then. And that picture was 290. So I went past that. So I was able to do that. So I said to myself, well, if I never made a change, which worked for me, I probably would have been sitting in a wheelchair, 350 pounds, with a tank, and watching my granddaughter play instead of joining her.
Yeah.
So we do have choice, and I started at 50, obese. No testosterone, no nothing. I was no young buck, nothing. I was done. And I was able to do it. So that's why I promote. I said, listen, you could be here at 50, but you could be here at 55.
Gotcha.
You understand? You could be here at 40, but you could be here at 50. We by 50, that's why I talk to people a lot of my age. By 50, we're done with what society asks us, told us to do. Get married, have kids, nice, beautiful house, white picket fence, blah, blah, blah,
I
blah.
make a lot of effort to ignore what society tells me to do.
Exactly. And we have learned that. So a lot of people, we get caught in that, so we lose ourselves. Health goes out the window, shapes go out the window. We say, man, I was so high, I was in my 20s. What happened to me now?
Yeah.
Because we forgot about ourselves. So we got at 50, okay, we done what we done. AARP, they send you a car like you're over the hill. You get your discount already because you're over 50. Like, I threw that at the guy. I said, no, you ain't going to tell me
I got one of those, and I'm not even close to, I'm not 50.
Yeah, so I got rid of it. I don't even use it because, especially once you get 55, you could start getting a discount. I'm not going to, you know why? Because it's a mental thing. So here I'm 56. I'm able to be playing my daughter. I go to the gym. I lift. I exercise. I bike. I go everywhere. So that's why I promote it a lot on Facebook. It's not about being muscular or being skinny. It's about enjoying life. To me, wellness means that I'm able to get up and enjoy life. That's for me, it's wellness. Wellness is not skinny body, muscular body. It's that I'm able to make a choice today. Today I'm going to jump on my bike and do a little cycling. Today I'm going to go walk in the beach. Today I'm going to do this. Today I'm going to go play with my granddaughter.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't have those options because they had never made that change. So that's what I promote. So my thing is plant-based. But I know that once you start finding that you have more energy, you get to enjoy life more. You get to be out more. You get the little things, like we said before.
Sure.
The little things. And I thank God for where I am today. I don't know what clicked. I know the day that happened, but I don't know what made me click. It was a 50. I was watching a football game, and and I'm like this, and I'm eating Doritos with a Diet Coke, and I got chips all over me. Yeah, Diet Coke, So I got chips all over me, and I'm going through some pictures. I saw a picture of me when I was 20. I must have been 22. Skinny guy. I was like 26 waist, nice, And I said to myself, Fab, what happened to you? I looked inward. I said, what happened to you? And I just started like, wow, I go, no, this can't be. And I was like this. I was diabetic. And I, hitting my 50. I said, what's going on with you? And that's when I said, I got to start doing something.
Makes sense.
And then that's when I made a doctor's appointment, a blood work appointment. Then they opened a Planet Fitness. I went to join the gym, which I didn't start working out till I think February the next year. But I said, okay. Then I started doing my research, and that's when I started a little bit. And all I wanted to do was control my weight, And it's nice because I wear a shirt that says, awesome for 55 years, 1963. So I'm at the gym. So the older fellas look at me like,
yeah,
you're 55, but also it works the other way. So now we got the young girls looking, so that, so it's like, okay, but I'm humble. Because once a girl goes, she goes, are you really 55? I go, yeah. She goes, nah. She goes, you're 35, right? I go, no, I'm 55. She goes, no, you're 35. You're good. But I'm humble because, it's all the changes that have happened. If I never would have made that decision right now, that whenever I made it, and I would have stuck to it, I never would have been here. I wouldn't even be talking to you here today.
Right.
You understand? So it's like, I know everything happens for a reason, and I'm glad that they happened, whatever it was, because I can't.
Well, cause and effect, right? So there is no mystical reason, right? There's no the universe, you throw a boomerang, it comes back. the reason you've done all of this is because you wanted to have a change, and it's cause and effect.
Yeah.
Right? So
That,
that's kind of how I look at it.
Yeah. I look at it like that too. I just feel blessed these days, and I probably live longer than already I was supposed to.
Oh.
You never know. I was already.
When people say that, I go, I understand.
Yeah. So we're here for a reason. We're all here for a reason. Everybody in this room here is for a reason,
Yeah.
And that's what I believe. I think everybody I meet is for a reason. I think everybody I talk to is for a reason. So now, I try to get the message, not the vegan message, but the health message.
That's important,
To regain life, to be able to enjoy life, and that's why a lot of marriages go out the window, because they forget about each other. They forget about, once you forget about yourself, you forget about your partner.
Okay.
Because you think you're doing the right thing, but you're really not. And the main thing is, even though, people say, oh, you have to be selfish in life. By selfish, I mean, you got to learn how to take care of yourself. You got to know how to dress yourself. You got to know how to groom yourself. Every day is a brand new day. Every day I shave. I say, I don't know how people can work out the house. And, they got all this fuss going on. So every day I shave, I take care of myself, make sure I smell good, I put this.
Well,
because
I guess that's subjective.
Yeah.
Some people like the stubble. Some I don't know. I mean, but sometimes I wear it, but I mostly try to stay clean.
Yes, exactly. Because and the only reason I do it is because my new life. Back in the day, I didn't care. I didn't care. I looked bad. I didn't. I just threw on a cap, brushed my teeth.
Now you throw on
now I got like 40 of these things, like a man over there, right? You got to. Bring it back hats, hashtag,
That's not bad. So before we wrap this up, tell people where they can find your information and what your Instagram, your Twitter handle, all that stuff.
So Facebook, I only have Facebook and Instagram right now, which are Facebook, you can find me at Fabricio Fab Zambrano.
Spell that.
Fabricio, Fab, F-A-B, last name is Zambrano, Z-A-M-B-R-A-N-O.
Okay.
And that Instagram is Fab The Vegan 63. Fab The Vegan 63.
And what about the website? Have you
the website? You can start looking into it maybe a month from now.
Okay.
But that's it's gonna be fabthevegan.com.
Okay.
All right. And then I'm gonna have pictures there, and I'm gonna start with a small one, and people can text me, make appointments, and if you want to chat, and if you want to FaceTime, WhatsApp, whatever.
Okay.
I like one more personal level, so texting would be okay, but only if you have a question. If you're shopping, you think this is good, I said, okay, that's okay.
Take a picture of it.
Yeah, take a picture. Technology is so good today, has made the world smaller.
Yeah.
Now it's not. We don't live in a big world no more. We live in a very small world, because right now I can talk to somebody in China.
4 people at a time
and
in
4
Australia.
people in Australia.
Yeah.
So it's a smaller world now, and so that's going to be fabthevegan.com, and my personal page is public. And Facebook, so you can go there, message me, and if you have any questions, I'll try my best to answer it. And you can feel free to look through my pictures. And again, what I promote is life.
Okay.
And I think life is very important.
That makes sense. So you heard it from Fab the Vegan directly.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in and sharing your story. Thank you,
not a
brother.
problem, my friend. Thank you for having me. All right. Can we get a picture of you first too?
Yeah, sure.